I think they're getting more and more angry. But she did say, it's absolutely not right that Catherine is the one who walks in front of me or does the things that I would like to do, because I am a self-made person and I know how to do things much better than her. She's done nothing, and I'm just not taken advantage of. So I don't know, it's entirely the fact that she feels it's black v white, but it's the fact that she thinks she's absolutely powerful.
And the world has been shocked by the incredible cancer-free video of Catherine, the Princess of Wales. But were there secret meanings behind many of the awe-inspiring moments in the video? Angela Levin up in just a moment, but first let's have a look at the critical moment that she's going to be talking about.
To all those who are continuing their own cancer journey, I remain with you, side by side, hand in hand. Out of darkness can come light. So let that light shine bright.
And it has divided the royal world. Angela Levin, Prince Harry's and Queen Camilla's biographer, joins me now. Angela, before we talk about the video in general, I've been dying to know, you've got some information about the secret symbols in that video, don't you? What can you tell us?
Yes, I didn't got the information. I knew it. I knew these things. So we saw that she let a white butterfly fly away out of her hand. That was the last thing you showed there. And it's a symbol of transformation, rebirth, hope, freedom, and love. That's what butterflies mean, actually. And people keep them. If somebody gets very ill, they get a butterfly. Sometimes they get a butterfly brooch. Sometimes they find one and they feel that this person is talking to them and looking after them and make them feel much better. The other thing there, which was right at the end, was a white feather which blew away. And feathers are all to do with trust, honor, strength, wisdom, power, and freedom. So there you have two sides of this wonderful woman, where she says things. She spoke beautifully. She said, in a way, everything she needed to say. But these were two symbols of what she wanted to prove, that she cares on both sides for all of this. And she does feel she has strength and wisdom. And she does feel that this is a rebirth, and there's a sort of freedom and certainly a lot of love. The whole feeling in that wonderful 3 minutes video was that love is beyond anything there.
Yeah, it's really interesting actually that you use the phrase rebirth, because I keep thinking that this video illustrates not just Catherine being reborn, but William and Catherine as a couple being reborn too. Obviously, it's been an incredibly stressful time for them both, but their love is stronger than ever. And I think they are making the point to the world, aren't they, that forget the rumors, we are completely united and we will do this together.
Yes, well, William is particularly private. He doesn't want anyone to know anything about his private life. And this shows suddenly, boom, he's changed. He thinks it's more important to show how much he loves his wife and children than actually being very sort of locked in. I mean, the late Queen Elizabeth would have been quite shocked, very shocked. But we move on, and in a new generation have different things that are important. And here it seems very much family and very much love. And he missed out on a happy family when he was young, but he's been given this by the Middletons and certainly by his wife. And it's changed him. And the children come in as well. They're not left on the outside, or they mustn't hear about it. They knew that they were being filmed, and they wanted to show how happy and jolly they were. And I thought that was very, very moving, very, very moving.
Yeah, it was. And it was a totally different side of Catherine. And I do not blame her at all, Angela, for wanting to do this. Think of what she's had to put up with. Not just the past 9 months in terms of her devastating diagnosis and then the chemotherapy that follows, which absolutely changes someone. It is a terrible, terrible thing to go through. But the most revolting speculation about her marriage, about her state of mind, about her appearance, about whether she's even alive. And I would say, actually, this cancer diagnosis has given her the confidence now to say, no, I am going to be me, and I am going to put my love for William and my love for the children in public with no shame and no fear and no concern about royal protocol. And to be honest, Angela, after all of the despicable, disgusting things that were thrown at her, I fully endorse that. And I've been really shocked, actually, to read people like Liz Jones in the Daily Mail, who previously have been hugely supportive of Catherine and William, being really vile about this video. I just don't get it.
Well, I think some people very much like to be negative, and that's what they are. But actually, who cares what she thinks? That doesn't matter at all. I think that Catherine, who was very shy about speaking to the public, and William helped her. She was shaking with nerves, and when she sat down, he'd always put his arms around her because she found it very difficult. It is difficult. He was speaking to huge numbers, and now she can do that, and I think it's up to her how she feels. I also feel quite strongly that the king would support her in many ways, because he's not always about facts and sort of thing. I mean, nature and fresh air and being healthy when you walk and seeing beautiful places that was made by God. I think he adores her, and I think he would feel very proud of her. I wouldn't be annoyed in any way, actually. There's that butterfly again.
Symbolic.
Yes, and I think that that's right. You can't let everybody love you or like what you're saying. You just have to pick what you want to do and then get on with it. I mean, she doesn't hurt anybody. This is very positive. This is a lovely, happy family with children who've understood what their mothers had and been very lovely to her. You can see that in the video, and there's also nasty people, and you just have to shut your mind. And I think that's one of the reasons why William in particular doesn't want to see his brother. He doesn't want to start a whole argument. You just shut the door and get on with your life.
Well, I'm totally with you. Because the thing is, Angela, think of all of the criticism that they had earlier this year. Oh, you're not talking to the public enough. You're not giving us enough information. You're the ones that are allowing the conspiracies to run rampant because you're being so private. Then she does something which is deeply private and deeply personal, and she's still criticized. So I think it was the right thing to do. But look, speaking of Prince Harry, I did want to ask about this absolutely tasteless stunt from the Duke of Sussex yesterday. I actually couldn't believe it, Angela. I had to check that it actually happened to make sure it was true, but it was. So Catherine posts her video at 4:29 UK time. And then, like clockwork, at 6:09 UK time, so literally 90 minutes after Catherine's announcement, that is all the time Harry decided to give her before Netflix release the first promotion for his new Polo documentary series produced by Archewell that they say follows elite global players and offers an exclusive behind-the-scenes look at the fast-paced world of the sport. Now, the thing is, if this was a one-off, Angela, if this was a one-off, we could give the guy benefit of the doubt. But you know, and I know, this happens virtually every time there is some sort of major announcement from William and Catherine. Harry decides within a couple of hours to release his own announcement and to take some sort of attention away from Catherine. And the thing is, all he needed to do, Angela, was make one phone call to Netflix. That was it. One phone call to Netflix. Look, I've just seen this video released by Catherine. If this was pre-planned, just hold off. Just hold off a day or two. But of course he didn't. First though, have you ever wondered what happened to the legendary Chuck Norris? Now, I recently saw a video he made and I was shocked. He's in his 80s and still kicking butt, working out and staying active. What's even more shocking is he's stronger, can work out longer, and even has plenty of energy left over for his grandkids. He did this by making just one change. He says he still feels like he's in his 50s. His wife even started doing this one thing too, and she's never felt better. She says she feels 10 years younger, her body looks leaner, and she has energy all day. Chuck made a special video that explains everything. Make sure you watch it by going to chuckdefense.com/outspoken or by clicking on the link in the show notes below this video or on the QR code on screen. It will change the way you think about your health. Once again, that's chuckdefense.com/outspoken. Click on the link in the show notes below to watch the video now. You simply won't believe it. Just a reminder, the legendary Chuck Norris is a whopping 84 years old and yet has more energy than me. He discovered he could create dramatic changes to his health simply focusing on 3 things that sabotage our body as we age. Watch his method by clicking on the link in the description box below, but the address, chuckdefense.com/outspoken.
No, I'm not entirely sure about him. I'm the first one to criticize him a lot. I'm not entirely sure because I think he's very upset that Netflix are doing all these pre-filming, showing people what it might be, how wonderful it is to understand what polo is all about. And he's not in it. They haven't put him in any of the early shots. So although it's still with the Archie Foundation, there's obviously are diminishing his part in this series. But what's quite obvious is that it's not coming out till December. There was absolutely zero necessity to bring it out now in September. We'd all forget about it. I don't think it's the least bit interested. Any man I've asked, are you interested in polo? They said, oh my God, no. I don't think it's a great big deal. But they're doing something that is most peculiar and I can't quite get my head around it. He's not in it, but he is in it. It's very, very boring. It's for people who've got loads of money. And it's not coming out to Christmas, which is a very funny time to do it because the weather's so awful. I can't imagine what's going in their minds, but it's not good. And it will just not be very many people seeing it. And that maybe will give them an excuse to say we're not going to do anything anymore with Harry.
Yeah, good point. Good point. Look, I just thought all it takes is one phone call, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because we also, Angela, have had no public comment from Harry and Meghan.
They must be
congratulating Catherine on finishing her treatment, for example. Nothing.
Yes, well, they're eating themselves up with anger. They're very cross. They don't like it when William and Catherine do one over on them. They're not doing one over. They're just saying how they are and what they feel. But I think they're getting more and more angry. I think this is one reason that makes them do these phony royal trips. They got another one planned quite soon, maybe 2. And they're doing that because they know this is a wonderful way to really antagonize everybody and have a free trip. It is shocking. They really need to, after 4 years, I was looking this afternoon at my book I wrote on Harry and how he felt. And you think, actually, he's the same on so many things. He's not growing up at all. He just is stuck. And it's tragic, really. And Meghan is actually determined to win everything and to beat them, but she can't. I mean, that was that video was just amazing. That every single word had been thought out. The music was beautiful, the lighting was beautiful, and she looked wonderful.
I know, but imagine Meghan's anger at that, because she hates
exactly.
any time Catherine gets good publicity. She hates it, and she thinks it's unfair, and she thinks, oh, it's all because people prefer Catherine because she's white. No, it's nothing to do with that. It's to do with the fact that she's a very different type of person to you.
Yes, but you see now from this video how wonderful Catherine has been, and that our feelings about her and the way that she's actually honoured her position and honoured the family so much. You can see really more of what her soul is like, and that's very amazing to see. Whereas Meghan is very dark, and it's don't feel the same way. I mean, she did say to it was what she, I can't remember who she sent it to, but she did say, it's absolutely not right that Catherine is the one who walks in front of me or does the things that I would like to do, because I am a self-made person and I know how to do things much better than her. She's done nothing, and I'm just not taken advantage of. So I don't know it's entirely the fact that she feels it's black v white, but it's the fact that she thinks she's absolutely powerful. Yep. And therefore, Catherine is not, because she didn't have the same as she's got, the same qualities and experience. Of course, that's absolute nonsense.
No, that makes a lot of sense, though, actually, when you describe it that way. Just the one other thing that I thought, Angela, when I was watching the video yesterday and thinking about what it means for Catherine to be out of the chemotherapy treatment, even though she's not yet what you would describe as cancer-free, and there's still a long road. And I was just thinking about how astonishing it was that Harry didn't ask William anything about it when they were together in the same room at Lord Fallow's funeral.
Well, they weren't talking at all, and I think that was very clear. I think if he'd have asked something, William would have been furious. I think it's best they didn't speak, because it would be a turmoil. I think to try and be friends when there's so much to deal with, they need weeks to sort it out. But Harry is still going on about an apology, and he's attacking William now. He's obviously not getting anywhere with the king, and no one's letting him to see his sister-in-law. He always wanted her as a sister that he never had, and yet he also wants to call her, she was somebody he married because she'd fit into the royal family, not because he loved her. And I think that would have made William absolutely incandescent. And I think they wouldn't want to talk about that at a funeral. If he'd have said, "How is Catherine?" he would have said, "I'm quite sure," not said anything or turned away.
Yeah, because he wouldn't have wanted the information leaked to the American media, would he?
Yeah, exactly. That's the trouble. When you do things like that, you can never be trusted again.
No, and they never should trust him again.
Yeah, absolutely.
But first, it is the best time of year. Football is back. We're talking Premier League in the UK and in the US, NFL Sundays and college football Saturdays. And with that comes the glorious grind of fantasy football lineups. Now, this is where your inner manager comes alive, setting the perfect fantasy roster, screaming at your TV and making last-minute waiver moves that either make you a hero or the guy everyone ridicules in the group chat. That's usually me. But listen, while you're over here making sure your fantasy team is dialed in, don't let your personal grooming become the guy that gets left on the bench. Let's be honest, nobody wants to fumble their grooming routine. And that's where Manscaped's Performance Package 5.0 Ultra comes in, acting as your all-in-one grooming playbook. From keeping things sharp down below with the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra to taking care of those rogue nose and ear hairs with the Weed Whacker 2.0, this is the lineup that'll keep you looking and feeling like a champ on and off the field. It will help you feel clean, confident, and ready to dominate your fantasy league. The Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra Groin and Body Hair Trimmer is the franchise player of your grooming roster. With precise trimming capabilities, it's reliable, efficient, and gets the job done without fumbling. Whether it's for date night, a weekend tailgate, or just everyday grooming, this is the tool you want on your squad. No one wants a surprise nose or ear hair making a guest appearance on game day, so the Weed Whacker 2.0 handles those details like a pro, keeping you neat and ready to go. No missed tackles in your grooming game. The Performance Package 5.0 Ultra doesn't stop at grooming essentials though. It also comes today with 2 free gifts. The Boxers 2.0 Midnight Bravo and the Shed 2.0 Toiletry Bag premium gear to ensure you're always ready, whether at home or on the road. So join the over 10 million men worldwide, I'm one of them, who trust Manscaped, and get ready for kickoff by heading over to manscaped.com. If you use the code Outspoken at checkout today, you will get 20% off and free shipping. Trust me, you'll be drafting the real MVP of grooming this season. 20% off, free shipping using the code Outspoken at manscaped.com. I will post the link in the show notes. Stay on top of your grooming, gang, and be ready for anything the season throws your way. Thank you so much for watching Dan Wootton Outspoken. Please do subscribe if you want lots more clips and interviews like that. Plus, if you want to watch our totally uncensored after show, then visit www.outspoken.live.